Hello, wherever you're joining us from today, I want to say a huge welcome to our global community. We hope you're enjoying the Product Marketing Festival. I also want to send out an extra special thank you to all our sponsors, partners, speakers and participants who together have made this event possible. Their sessions are bursting with insights to help you level up. But remember, the learning doesn't stop here. If you aren't already, you can become a PMA member and benefit from unlimited access to exclusive templates, frameworks, mentors, and our entire library of on-demand event content. Make sure you have your questions at the ready. Simply post your question in the comments section and get awesome advice directly from our expert speakers. Or continue the conversation with your fellow product marketers in the PMA Slack community. What's not to love about that? So now, on to the next talk. Hi everyone, and another awesome live session for you here now for the Product Marketing Festival. We are delighted to welcome Robert Carpenter to the virtual stage next, and he's going to be talking all about tailored demos. So the stage is yours, Robert, and as usual, guys, remember to get your questions and comments in like you've been doing so well so far, and I'll be hopping on for a Q&A with Robert at the end of the session.
All right, thank you so much, Rose. Again, my name is Robert Carpenter. I'm the head of growth at DemoStack. We help revenue teams gain control over their demo environment and create tailored demos. So with that said, I'm excited to dive in today to share how product marketers like yourself can start paying attention to demoing and how you can get involved with creating demos and even delivering demos yourself to be a contributor of revenue on your team. So let's get started. Let's start off first with, what is a demo? I think, right now there's a lot of traditional thinking around what a demo is. Traditionally, more often than not, you might be surprised, they're usually pretty generic. So, and usually delivered as a product tour. So as soon as a sales lead is ready to see the product, a sales, AE or a sales engineer jumps on and they're showing a tour of that product. That's probably most typical. Now, and it's not every company. Some companies are able to create custom demos, but it's a lot of work. Another thing about traditional demos is they're most often presented live. So rarely are you in a situation at your company where you can share like a handoff demo or a demo environment in that way. They're usually presented on a live call. They're also usually done by sales only. This is something, sales wants to control the narrative and how product is showcased. Marketing and product marketing, showcases product via videos and GIFs, but the actual demo is usually done by sales. And then it's mostly done later in a sales cycle. So again, not every company, some do it earlier, but most do it after talking to a SDR and sometimes even after talking to an AE. It can be multiple steps in. So what is a tailored demo? In comparison, a tailored demo is personalized to tell product stories. So it's not a generic product tour. It's actually a product that's customized and personalized and tailored to the prospect or to particular use cases and stories you want to tell about your product. They can be delivered live, or you can share them and they can be explored offline. They can be explored asynchronously. So that's where you can share a demo before a call, after a call, or even on a website. They are a part of a demo experience platform like DemoStack, so they're usually controlled. So that's one reason why other departments usually aren't demoing. It's because sales and pre-sales won't, then have much control over that narrative and what is being shown during the demo. So with a demo experience platform like DemoStack, there's control over what is being demoed and what is in that demo. So then there's more use cases across teams. And ultimately, what tailored demos do is it enables the buyer to experience product earlier and throughout the customer journey. So the reality of tailored demoing and tailored demos coming into the forefront now is it's really changing the game in terms of what the customer journey can be. So let's talk about that. What is the customer journey today, and how is it evolving? So customer journeys and expectations are changing. So this is a traditional, like, this isn't the new flywheel or a framework right here. I just wanted to illustrate typical touch points that customers go through in a buying cycle. So in a traditional B2B SaaS, let's just use that as an example for now. Buying process, someone is visiting a website, they are requesting a demo. They maybe meet with a sales development rep to go through qualification. And to this point, maybe they've seen some GIFs or videos and screenshots that product marketing has been able to produce and share on the website. But they haven't really experienced the product yet. So the next step is they probably still don't experience the product. They move to an AE, account executive meeting, where they're doing deeper discovery. So you might have heard before this phrase in sales, never demo before discovery. And that's because the traditional demo is jumping into that product tour. It's doing a full kind of review of the product or diving into a full product. And you don't want to do discovery. You don't want to do that demo before you do discovery, because then you're going to be going all over the place. You're not going to be able to be focused and you need from that call. So even going into a first call with an AE, oftentimes there isn't a demo. So the next, maybe meeting with a sales engineer or pre-sales architect, solutions architect, or maybe the AE on a second call, and then that's when they're finally getting a demo. They're finally able to experience product in some way. And then, if that goes well, it might go into contract negotiations. Then you need to, if that goes well, then it goes into being onboarded with a CSM. And then finally, after that deal is signed, after you're onboarded, you're able to experience the product. And from then on forward, you're working with a customer success manager and sales to kind of learn how to grow the value of that product over time and expand your account. So that's traditional B2B SaaS buying cycle. So now you've probably heard of this, I'm sure. Product-led growth has came into the forefront, and I labeled it 1.0 because we'll talk about the next iteration with tailored demos. But right now, product-led growth, what does it mean? Product-led growth is about leveraging product as your main vehicle to drive user acquisition, retention, expansion, etc. Usually how it's implemented, it's a lot less touch, human touch, versus traditional cycles. So you're not immediately jumping into a sales call or or getting qualified or going through like a heavy sales and customer success process before you can experience product. With product-led growth, you're able to experience product right off the bat. So you might, as a user, come to the website and then be able to, on your own, sign up for a free trial, sign up for a free product, and jump in and start exploring that product on your own. Now, that's great. Customer expectations today is because this is so readily available, customers want to come in and try out different products, see how it feels for them, and do their own kind of compare and contrast. But there's a few problems if you rely completely on this setup. One is you onboard yourself and you activate yourself, and then you make all of those decisions on your own. And that's great as a buyer. You want to be able to make your own decisions and kind of go about it on your own pace. But there is value in human interaction earlier on to guide and show you how you can get the most value out of that product. So once you jump into that product, you can start deciding right then and there, am I going to upgrade? Am I going to, is this not a fit for me? You're leaving with a pure like product-led growth 1.0 model. You're leaving that decision up to the prospects usually to make on their own before you ever engage with them. But say you activate, you start using it, you then move to the next step where you upgrade your account, or you don't, you churn. The next stage is you've upgraded your account, or maybe you have some questions, so you reach out and you engage with a customer success manager or a customer support person, or maybe a salesperson, and they help you find value. But you may have already made up your mind on a lot of things by then. So then again, you decide to implement that value, pull in other people, or churn. Or say you actually get really, really engaged and you're really liking the product, then you become a product qualified lead. And now maybe sales is reaching out and trying to work with you to help you see more value and help expand your account and put together a custom deal. So here's the next iteration of product-led growth. We call it demo-led revenue acceleration. So it's kind of like a product-led growth 2.0. It's this idea that you should use product and lean on product to be your main vehicle of acquisition and retention and expansion, but not on its own. Leverage product within your human touch points as well. So don't completely abandon your sales process, your customer success process, your pre-sales process, but incorporate product more into those touch points. So here's a few examples. Right off the bat, you might arrive on a website and you can experience product with tailored demos. So right off the bat, you can experience the actual product via micro demos that are embedded into your website. So we'll dive into what a micro demo is in a moment, but basically embeddable product experiences. So rather than a GIF or video, actually being able to touch product and experience how it feels right there on the website. A next stage might be actually experiencing the product even more via obviously a free trial or a public demo. Maybe they're not ready for a free trial yet, but they do want to experience the product. They can jump into a product demo, a public product demo. So now they've like really got a feel for that product, but a sales development rep still reaches out and they propose, hey, here are some ways that we can help you gain value out of this product earlier. And they attach some micro demos in that email outreach and say, hey, let's jump on a call and review how these work. So in that call, they can showcase product, they can showcase these very specific product use cases and help that person find new ways to kind of get onboarded and activated in that account. They can then, see what success as a next stage. They can see what success looks like for them with what we call discovery demos or tailored discovery demos. So again, you can have that process where you have a first touch point where you do some qualification for a larger deal, or you do have that first touch point where you showcase these other use cases, but then still go on to that next stage where you pass over to an AE. And in that conversation, because you've already experienced product quite a bit, there could be a good amount of insight that's already been collected that AE can work with. On your use case, on what you're interested in, what features you're using the most. And on that call, they can then do a demo that's tailored to that insight. So what's going to happen, differently in that demo versus a product tour, we're going to dive into that in a moment. But a lot earlier on, they're able to see what success looks like for them. And you're able to tell this product story, or sales is able to tell a product story that they can really resonate with. So after that call, they can then share a tailored demo asynchronously. And that prospect can share that demo internally to get more buy-in across the team, to get just cross-team adoption. So remember, at this point, they could already be in the product using that free trial, but still also be getting these demos that showcase what success looks like, and then make it easier to kind of share that experience with other people internally. Normally you would have to, invite other users into that account and pay for that user before they can really even see what value is for them. And with a tailored demo experience, you can just share that asynchronously, get buy-in before you upgrade your account. And now you have internal buy-in, you have cross-team adoption, or at least people that are ready to jump in because they've seen the product, they experienced it with the tailored demo. Now sales can engage them on a larger deal. They can negotiate a larger deal with you that's custom, that incorporates all these other use cases, that incorporates all these other team members a lot earlier on than what you would traditionally have in a product-led 1.0 growth model or in the traditional model. And then once you sign that deal, you're starting to take advantage of those new features and everything that's in that account. Onboarding is seamless. You've already been in the product for a while in your free trial. And now customer success and product marketing can continue to showcase what value looks like and how they can get more success by sharing with them more tailored demos. So they can share tailored demos on what activation looks like to help them get onboarded. And then also tailored demos on just how they can get more value out of that product moving forward. So this new cycle we're calling demo-led revenue acceleration or this product-led growth 2.0 because it helps you move through that cycle much faster. It helps you expand that account much faster. And it still enables that user, that customer to experience product on their own and learn how to get value out of that product a lot faster, leading to more revenue faster. So let's dive into the specific ways that product marketers can leverage tailored demos. So I'm going to dive into specific use cases here for product marketing. Number one, drive more leads and signups with public demos. So a public demo, is a valuable kind of add-on to what you might currently be doing with like a free trial or a free product. Because with a free trial or a free product, there's still friction. There's still going to be people that aren't quite ready to give you their full kind of account information or go through even just the time that it takes to fill out that account information and maybe put down a credit card. They don't want to go through that. So how can you get them into the product experience sooner to where they can say, yeah, this really looks interesting. I want to dive into this more. I want to actually see how this can work for us, and convince them to jump into that free trial. So this is another option for you to work with to kind of circumvent that friction. What you can also do with a public demo is you can tailor that demo if you're using demo experience platform like DemoStack to that referring source, to that persona, whatever insight that you have on that visitor so far, deliver the right tailored demo, right tailored public demo for them. And then obviously, it's not usually best. Like one of the downfalls of public demos is like you're jumping into still like the full product. So you still traditionally want to be having a conversation with that prospect while you're showing that full product to help guide them. But you can still at least remove some unnecessary features and kind of focus that public demo on just the most important elements that you want that person to explore. So at least, remove account settings and other things like that that aren't pertinent for them to understand what the product experience is going to be. And then last but not least, the way this helps you drive more leads and more signups, besides just being able to reduce friction and allow people to decide to do the sign up after that, is to require a lead gated form to get access to that public demo. So they may not be willing to give you a credit card, but they might be willing to give you an email address to actually jump in and check out what that product is like. So that is an option that you can have as well to drive some more leads through public demos. All right, use case number 2, replace static product visuals with micro demos. So you guys, you're used to creating content, creating product visuals, GIFs, videos, etc., putting those on your website. And what a tailored micro demo enables you to do is, instead of having that static asset, having a product visual that they can actually interact with and get a good actual feeling for the product. So a micro demo isn't the full product. So you're not jumping into that product like you would in a public demo. A micro demo is an embeddable, shareable, interactive product snippet, or whatever you want to call it, focused on specific problem, solution, or use case. So it's like a singular product story that you want to tell. So on your homepage or in your email campaigns or live chat conversations on the website and the blog, instead of doing the video or the GIF or the screenshot, embed a micro demo that they can then interact with and toy with, and they can get just a much better feel for that product that way. And this is, I think this is especially powerful for when you're doing a new feature release. You want to promote that new release on a blog post or in your documentation even. It really helps people more like tangibly understand the value of that new feature if they can actually play with it a little bit. So use case number 3 is enable sales with persona tailored discovery demos. So a discovery demo. So you've heard again earlier before, never do never demo before discovery. With tailored demos, we're advocating using the demo, the visuals of the demo, to actually facilitate and drive discovery. Also, if you use micro demos and you were able to have people experience that product a lot sooner, then you probably have insight to work with. So if the salesperson can go into their first demo call with a tailored demo that's already tailored to them, like their persona or the use case that they're going to care about most, that's going to really give them a leg up. That enables that seller to have a more focused, like on rails demo experience, kind of control that conversation, and then even utilize that product to drive the discovery questions and have a more engaging a demo rather than a presentation. If they can go into that demo asking them questions, and that prospect is able to connect with it much faster because it's already kind of tailored to what they're looking for in their language. Like you can see in this example here, tailoring a dashboard to an enterprise customer, or even just having the words saying enterprise deals there and performance by quarter can actually help that person connect with the conversation a lot easier. And then this shows the prospect that the seller cares about solving problems for them, not just showing and like selling the product. So the sooner you can get into that kind of collaborative selling motion, the better. That helps build connection with that prospect, and it shows that you're partnering with them to solve problems for them. Use case number 4, tailor and share demos for customer and market research. So testing and research demos. So with the ability to create tailored demos, you can customize really anything about it. You can create those micro demos focused on specific use cases. You can have a public demo or a shared demo that you can personalize all the text and the colors and all that sort of thing. So that creates a lot of use cases, and especially around like customer research, market research, A/B testing for microcopy, for color, for this feature versus that feature. Whatever you need to get insight on from the market or your customer base, go in, create the different variations, and share those via email, share those on a live call. It makes it a lot easier to do so. And then those participants of that, like if you were to jump on just a customer research call, like customer development call, and you're just doing that via like dialogue, it's a lot harder for them to connect with kind of what you're talking about. But if you had a visual up there and is again personalized to them, they are more able to give you kind of tangible. It's more tangible for them. They're able to give you better feedback. It's easier for them to give you better feedback and for you to have a constructive discovery conversation with them. So the future of product marketing includes tailored demos. It's going to happen. So you guys are going to experience more of this over time, especially as it becomes just more available for you to sign up for and use. And we're hoping to make that more and more possible at DemoStack. With a demo experience platform like DemoStack, there's really no waiting for you anymore on R&D or design to give you product visuals. You can just get that kind of copy of the demo environment and customize as you wish, and create your micro demos and create your tailored demos. Then you can be a contributor to the organization, to the sales department, to the customer success department on telling product stories that will connect and help drive conversion. So you can do that on the marketing end as well. But if you can be a contributor to actually creating these assets, then you're really enabling sales and revenue growth throughout the customer journey, throughout the customer lifecycle, because product is really your best sales enablement asset. So that is what we have today. Thank you so much. Again, DemoStack gives revenue teams complete control, customization, and insight over demoing product. There's really nothing else like it out there in terms of the level of control and customization that any revenue team member can now have. So go check us out at demostack.com, request early access, talk with us, and we hope to see you over there.
Thank you, Robert. That was a great session. Seriously useful to kind of run through those different use cases and see it coming together. So a couple of points I want to run past you, just because we've got a few minutes left, so we can squeeze them in. Do you have, when you're talking about kind of that public demo versus tailored demo capability, do you have any kind of data on the conversion or adoption rates or anything like that, or anything that you guys are kind of predicting to see?
Yeah, we don't have numbers right now, but we part of our customer experience, our demo experience platform, is the ability to track usage and conversion on these demos. So we're building up that data. We hope to do a ton of great content on that data over time. But you know, the difference between a public demo and a tailored demo. One, a public demo, you might have been able to already create to date. Like your engineering team maybe created this demo environment that they can then publish, and it's just filled with kind of generic data. And that can be great to kind of give a surface level understanding of how that product works and feels. With a tailored public demo, then you're able to control that content a lot easier. So the engineer, you're not relying on that engineering team to just kind of fill it up with content. You as a product marketing team can create a really compelling story with the data, with the content in that public demo. And then, like I said, create different variations by persona, by campaign, referring source, so that when people go in to that public demo, they're automatically kind of connecting with it because it's relevant to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And Scott is asking, kind of hypothetically, if you were going to take a customer down this path with a series of tailored demos, or what might that look like? What might that require from them in terms of kind of setup and time commitment?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think that some of the hesitation that we've heard around what we call progressive demoing, this idea of kind of demoing earlier and throughout the buying process and customer lifecycle, is like the lift. So the lift on creating a custom demo right now is kind of expensive. It's, you need to work with the sales engineer. They need to work with engineering sometimes to pipe in the data and all this sort of thing. With DemoStack, you can create a custom demo in minutes. You can create basically a replica of your product within a few minutes, and then create as many custom demos out of that as you like. So the lift is basically, as soon as you have some insight, just jumping into the product and clicking on the text and changing it, switching this image around, etc. So it doesn't have to be a huge lift, but product marketing and sales enablement can be huge drivers of this. So if that's a little bit of a lift for sales, you want to allow sales to kind of focus on their role. Sales enablement and product marketers can create these as assets for them. Create the tailored discovery demos by persona for them, create the micro demos for them. And that's where product marketing can be a much bigger driver of revenue and enabler of revenue than just by creating like the white papers and the gifts and that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that idea of kind of that shared ownership and responsibility kind of removes the need for like inter-team briefings and sharing it out and stuff like that. So some great tips there, and a great session overall. Like Robert said, obviously DemoStack are launching huge things over the coming year, so definitely check them out. Have a scope out their product, and obviously feel free to connect with Robert via LinkedIn, etc. if you want to know anything further. So thanks again, Robert, for joining us.
Thank you.